Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first ever virtual conference of AOS. Now, I would discuss about my techniques to execute a big bubble technique of DALC. Now, there are many other ways of doing a DALC, which is a manual dissection or a visco dissection. But the big bubble technique is the most predictable and widely practiced method of doing a DALC. Now, if you come back to the basics, for a case selection for DALC and specifically for big bubble is important, we need to take care that there is not a deep scar. The deep scar prevents the air for going further to and for making a big bubble. And there are certain conditions where the stroma lamella are tightly packed, like in case of mucopolysaccharidosis. So these cases are not good for forming a big bubble. So once we have selected the case, we can go to the step next, like after bulbar anesthesia, we need to, so we define the size of the corner, what we intend to, we take a suction trephine. A suction trephine is preferable to a normal trephine because we can see what depth we go. And for that, we have to first ensure that the suction trephine is parallel, the internal lips are parallel to each other. This is a case of keratoconus where I'm trying to mark the tip of the cone, and then rotate backwards 690 degrees. So it makes some space. Once vacuum is created, then we go 6 plus 4. 4 is approximately 300. Now a pre-operative OCT would be helping us to know the thickness of the cornea. Now in case of keratoconus, we do it less. After defining, what I usually do is I put a small bubble in the antechamber through a self-sealing paracentesis. Now this helps in two ways. One, it gives us the air in the antechamber gives a reflection of the how deep are we. Two, as we will see in the next video, the moving of the bubbles in the antechamber to the periphery helps us to locate that yes, the big bubble is formed. So once we put the big bubble, then what we do is we take a 27 gauge needle, bend it 90 degree, and which makes parallel to the curvature of the cornea. Now, if it is thicker needle, it is difficult to go deep inside. If it is thinner one, it usually perforates. So I would prefer 27 gauge needles. Some people do prefer 30 gauge needles, but then the force there is different from different where you. So you need to be used to one particular gauge, and you know what at 5 ml series is what I prefer. So the pressure should be good. Once you are in the right plane to enter, go into the 70% depth, and with direct visualization, say go to the center, dip it out, and then inject the air slowly. Now, this is a case of macular dystrophy where I take a trephinism. Look, I just wait for some time, give pressure slowly. Once I on the right plane, start giving pressure. You see the small bubble here. This moves out. This is the big bubble, and this is the small bubble which has moved, showing that the formation of the big bubble. Now, point one, the bevel should be down, not up as in the left, but right here in the right. It should be of appropriate depth, not superficial. Superficial will not give us to a chance of big bubble. Once we reach deep inside, we dot it and make a nicker so that we can put the pressure adequately and slowly in the first part. Once it reaches the right plane, it goes in very smoothly. Now, once we have formed the big bubble, as we see in the last case, like this is big bubble, this is a small bubble. What we need to do is we need to take out this big bubble. So what we do, we take a 11mm blade with the sharp edge pointing up. This is the bubble of which I'm showing on the microscope. Once you nick it, the bubble comes back to the center, which means that it is released. Now, the same entry where we made, I inject some viscoelastic here, so that there is a separation, plane of separation between and again we see the bubbles moving out, which means that the DM has gone down again. Now, so How do we identify? By sudden movement of the air bubble from the periphery to the center. Once you do that, we put the viscoelastic through the center. And now what we do is we ensure, though we know that it's separate, but we ensure that even no small strands are attached. So we take an iris depositor and cut it and separate it, then cut it and we should be sure the areas which we are cutting are actually cleanly separated by iris depositor. Once we are very sure, then we can cut it like a petal of a flower. At the end of the cut, it looks like a petal, and the edges can be cut very nicely. With this, you see there's a DM very clearly with a bubble in the center, which means that it has gone through. One thing to remember here is that you have to decompress the anterior chamber throughout the case, so that the pressure inside is not too high. Now, sometimes in life, it doesn't go as we want. So what we sometimes have, even in this case, I have a bubble here, but I'm scared to go into this. One of my earliest case. So here you can slowly and steadily go deeper inside to the as deep as possible with a crescent. It's better to take a rough crescent, or older one, not very old, but then not very sharp also in the early parts. Once you are deep enough, like we reach here deep enough, then this is not yet deep enough. Now I reach a plane where I see it's deep enough. I go with the iris depositor as far as possible, then separate it up. Now see the area here is clean. What is more important is once we get into this, now here we can also live in this state, but since we have got a big bubble, we know we can clear it. This is one of the dangerous step, but then this makes me reach the big bubble very nicely out here. And we can use the iris depositor for this case and see the iris depositor and rub it, clean the last dot of stroma, so that we have a clean DM. Now, what happens? So, like even in some cases where we have this DM to the right last extent, but the last minute, when you are trying to take out the last part of the stroma, you get a perforation. Wait for a minute, watch, and then fibrin blue which can be used to continue the case, which will be described by my friend Vanati. There are certain times when you cannot do DALC because there is a perforation right from the beginning, and that to a large one, like in this case. So it's better to convert rather than continuing with the DALC. So if you see, just okay, that's it, and you know that's the perforation. These are cases where you need to convert. Well, the last part, once you know that there is a good dissection, we need to suture it. The points are: one, we need to remove the DM from the donor by using Triffen Blue. We usually use a 0.25 mm oversized donor. Ensure that we wash off all viscoelastics this is the last slide, to viscoelastic over the bare DM, so that there is no post-operative haze, and we give a interrupted or running or combined suture as per our preference. Thank you for your patience here.